Thomas, Timothy, please stop! This madness is driving me insane! I can't take any more of this! No, I will interfere, Thomas! You are my friend. I am doing this because I care. You will remain silent, Timothy. And don't call me tram engine. My name is Tobias. But lots of engines on this island popularly call me Toby for short. I am not a nameless waste of piece of scrap iron. I am not a weapon. I am not a tool. I am not a spare part. I am an engine. A really useful engine. You think I'm scared of you? You should be scared of me. It's you should be scared of me. Laugh all you want. I mean it, Timothy. Don't make me angry. It's me you should be scared of. You should be scared. I don't know why we're doing this. This bloody damn waste of piece of crappy excuse of a war. Don't you dare tell me to watch my language, Thomas. What's so funny? You want to know what's so funny and why I'm laughing, Timothy? You call this silly little thing a war? No, this isn't a war. This is an immature, childish, bullying argument of child's play. I have fought in a bigger war more than you two would ever know! Both of you shut up and look at me! You both are not the only ones who had to go through pain and suffering. You think you two are the only engines on this godforsaken excuse of an island? Think that you both had to suffer, losing your brothers and sisters? Well, do you know what? I lost my brothers and sisters too. It was during the Second World War. Let me tell you everything what happened. You see, I was built at the same time as Gordon on the LNER railway. I was one of the tram engines who used to work there, alongside with my 3 sisters and one of my brothers, David, Perry, Grace and Molly. David was painted blue, Molly was painted green, Grace was painted pink, and Perry was painted purple, and I was painted brown. We both didn't have any numbers, but we had nameplates, and we had the LNER signature on both sides of our traction rods. Oh, no, not catching rods. My memory is playing up. The LNER signature on both sides of our side cow catchers. We were a happy family, shunting, pulling passenger trains, everything. And we felt so important. I've never been so happy in my life. But then, In the middle of the war, hell had ran. There was bombing, shootings. Me, David, Grace, and Molly and Perry had to take coaches and vans full of soldiers to the docks for them to be shipped off to Germany to fight on the front lines. And then, when we would come back to the docks and pick them up, they were dead, injured, wounded, and some of their limbs missing. I had never been so horrified in my life. I was so scared. But David, Molly, Grace and Perry were there to comfort me. But then, after the war was over, everyone was celebrating. It was a few years after the war had finished and everything started to turn to normal, but things were about to get worse. Soon, the manager of the LNER soon discussed it with Nigel Gresley to design a new sort of locomotive, the LNER B12 class, like Alfred's class, Thomas, Alfred's class. Lots of them were rude, lots of them were kind, but the rudest ones were worse. They treated me and my brothers and sisters like tools and garbage. I lost my temper. And I biffed them. I biffed one of them at the back of an escalation shed, crushed and buried under its rubble. I was in big trouble with Nigel Gresley. Then my brothers and sisters stood up to me, cursing and shouting at him, telling him what an awful manager he was. He lost it. And he was about to sent us to be scrapped. But 1 week after that, the passengers witnessed of what he was like. And soon the police came and arrested him for corruption. Money. All he cared about was making money, just like the old controller did to you, Timothy. All he cared, he didn't know how to run a railway. All he cared about was making money, just like the old controller, the same way he treated you, Timothy. But then, I didn't kill him. 1 week after that, the passengers began to complain. After what the passengers had heard, they went over and charged into the manager's office, cursing and shouting at him. What an awful manager he was, of how badly he treated us, and told him that this was an awful railway. And then they took him to court and he was sentenced for 20 years in prison for corruption, abuse, foul mouth. All he cared about was making money. Everyone tried to raise money to help save my brothers and sisters. They were able to save me, but unfortunately for David, Grace, Molly, and Perry, they didn't make it. They were already scrapped. Before the police came, in the middle of a siding were other engines, lifeless but standing, heard the horrified screams of my brothers and sisters being cut up and melted down. I was so scared. And that made me mad. But then they were able to save me. There was a nice manager who ran a railway in London. So I was sent over to a harbour. There was a steam tram engine, but he wasn't the same class as me. We were both from different classes. And then he came.